So we started cleaning him up, hoping that we were finally going to give him a home. Little did I know that he had the ear problem. Then I noticed something coming out from the ear, like mucus. Then we said, okay, let's take him to the hospital to see what the problem is. How many of you remember Mr. Kunle, who has lived under this bridge since 2021, 3 years ago, when he had accident around this area, and since then has been abandoned there? Nobody has checked up on him or taken him to the hospital. As you all know, I've been feeding him for the past 3 months, every day taking food to him and all of that. And today, like I promised him 3 months ago, that I was going to get him a place to stay and a new wheelchair. I am here to fulfill my promise. Did you guys know that a week before I came, someone came under this bridge and stole this wheelchair that Kunle was managing? So we had to get him another wheelchair, a brand new wheelchair. So this is just a little backstory about Mr. Kunle and how I have been involved in his life before I proceed on how we came to clean him up and give him.
So how long you don't there for here? 2021. Now here be your house. Now here you dey live. You dey go where? Where you dey sleep? Where you dey sleep? And this place dey sleep. What do you want me to do for you now? What do you want? I don't hear you. Okay.
So as you heard, he told me he was looking for money to get an accommodation or get a place to stay, and he was also looking for money to be able to feed himself well. But rather than giving him money, I decided to rent a place for him and also get him a new wheelchair, since, as you guys can notice, when I came here to fulfill my promise, there was no wheelchair with Mr. Kunle. He started crawling from one point to another point because somebody came under this bridge and stole his wheelchair. If you also look closer, you realize he has some slight problem on his leg, which will be taken care of. Thank God for Lancet Homes, who recently reached out to me and offered me ₦1 million to help take one homeless person out of the street. So when I got that money, I remembered I made a promise to one homeless man that has lived under this bridge for 3 years, and I said that would be the first person I would like to start with. So today we came straight to Mr. Kunle under this bridge. Before I say anything further, I'd like to say that Mr. Kunle is in a good state of mind. I had a good conversation with him. He knows where he's from. He's a Yoruba man. He knows his village, he knows his community, but he has lost touch with his family for a very long time because he left home and then didn't know he was never going back home after he had this accident. So if you're watching this video at this point, I'd appreciate if you share this video, tag as many people as possible until Mr. Kunle reconnects with his family. Even though we're giving him home today, we still need to be in touch with his family because he doesn't have any contact of anybody. He doesn't have a phone. So I'd appreciate if everybody shares this video until Mr. Kunle gets in touch with his family or his family gets in touch with him, so that I won't try to help someone and also be at risk, because if anything happens, there's nobody to reach out to. So on this day, we came with this brand new wheelchair sponsored by Lancet Homes, and we took this wheelchair to Mr. Kunle, and I went with my barber, who took her time to barb his hair. It was while we were cutting his hair that we discovered that Mr. Kunle had some mucus dropping down from his ear, and then decided to take him to hospital. So we had to open the wheelchair for him to use because unfortunately 3 nights before we came, or a week before we came, somebody stole his wheelchair. So this is me and my team and some other people I met at the neighborhood trying to open up the wheelchair we got for him so that he can start using the wheelchair, because that's the easiest way to move him from point A to point B. So these people trying to pick him up are people that have known him for some time while he was staying under this bridge. They followed me to the first hospital that was just a stone throw close to the bridge, and we all set out to head for the hospital to find out what exactly was the reason for the mucus coming out from his ear, and to also know if he has other health challenges, since he has lived under this dirty environment for a very, very long time. So this is us headed to the first hospital, not so far from under the bridge. So we decided to walk and push him straight to the hospital. Before you know it, we were right at the hospital, Queensway Hospital, and we drove him in. Then we met some nurses and I told them his situation. I told them we had an emergency because something was coming out from his ear and we were here to find out why. So they told us to come inside, and then after some minutes they told us that they don't deal with ear problem in this hospital. I mean, they are not specialized on ear problem, that we should take him to a different hospital that are specialized on ear problems. That's where we can figure out what is wrong with his ear. But if we wanted to do general test, they would do it. But since the ear was bringing out mucus, that was kind of an emergency. So we decided to stop over outside the hospital, get him something to eat first, because he said he hasn't eaten since the previous day. And then we were patient enough to wait for him to finish eating. After that, I called a bus driver to carry us to another hospital. So we checked on the internet, we browsed and found that another hospital that were specialized on ear problem. They call it nose, ears and throat. So we finally got there. This hospital is located on the Lagos Island. Finally got to the hospital and we knocked. Somebody came out to receive us. We told them we had a patient that had ear problem and they told us to bring the patient out. So I told my team to go back inside the car and bring him out so that they can check him up. So this was us going inside to see the doctor, and Mr. Kunle was really excited because who would have thought that soon his problem would have come to an end. So we gently pushed him in with the wheelchair to the doctor's office. Much struggling to get into the doctor's office. Finally, we made our way into the doctor's office, and Mr. Kunle was seated patiently waited to see his new doctor. So the doctor proceeded to check inside his ear, and he was showing me exactly what was going inside the ear. And while he was doing that, he was also able to communicate with Mr. Kunle. He checked in with both ears. Apparently, one ear was okay, even though it was very dirty, while the other ear has got a very bad ear infection. And the doctor cleaned him up. After cleaning him up, he also decided to wash off the other ear that was not infected. And then after much cleaning of the ear and checking of the ear, he recommended us to get some drug and gave us the prescription of the drug. Then I asked him if he had the drugs in the hospital, if he sells them. He said yes. Then I told him to give us the drugs and we're going to pay for it. Consultation to see this doctor cost us about 25,000 naira. And then they wrote a prescription of quite some numbers of drugs and were able to pay him. Before you know it, we're done seeing the doctor and we left the office. We got all the drugs that were recommended for him and was told whenever he wants to shower, he should put cotton wool inside olive oil and block his ear so that water will not get into the ear. So this was the house, the unit we got for him. And then we came back straight to the house and took him to the house so that we can get him to shower and get him a place to sleep. So now Mr. Kunle will not be sleeping under the bridge, neither will he be found under the bridge. Before we got to the house, we went to the market and got a lot of food stuff that cost us over 130,000 naira. The initial 1 million naira that was sent to me by Lancet Home to help take any random person off from the street, Lancet Home also sent 300,000 to help fix the house, and we did. So I want to say thank you to Lancet Homes and everybody supporting everything I've been doing on my page. May God bless you abundantly. Now Mr. Tunde has a place to stay, has enough food to eat, and hopefully we're looking to start up a new business for him in front of the house so he can sell provision and take care of himself. I've also gotten someone to help look after him for a while until we connect with his family members. Please share this video massively so that you can help me connect with Tunde's family. God bless you all and I love you. If you want to support Mr. Kunle to start a business, please reach out to me or send me a DM.